SMT Nation, we back. Nation, fresh off of a huge Q2 earnings release from T-Mobile, and the stock definitely did well within the market. You know, there's some really important tidbits that I think we need to discuss, and one of the things that came up was pricing, and it came up in the earnings call, and you guys know me, I'm a consumer advocate. We do like to understand the business standpoint, where the corporation is coming from, but I will tell you guys, based on some of the commentary within the earnings call, I think price increases are a thing that's here to stay. Let me explain why. A link for the tmobile.com press release from the quarterly earnings will be provided down in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notifications icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. All right, folks. So what's my position here? What did I hear from CEO Mike Sievert that made me want to kind of take a look at this and make a dedicated video? One of the things that Mike Sievert spoke to, the CEO of T-Mobile, was, you know, the price increases, saying things like, we want to keep up with, you know, keep up with the times. That was his direct quote, keeping up with the times. And by that, you know, he's basically saying if the industry is going to raise prices, we definitely want to be able to be a part of that. And this is something that I've spoke to in previous videos and the podcast. T-Mobile continues to send messaging to the industry that they want to remain the price leader. They want to remain the value leader, right? They still want to be in play in that way. They want to give customers value and things like that. But they don't want to miss out on opportunities to become more profitable, improve their margins, and generate more revenues. And that's kind of what he's alluding to. They want to remain just a little bit cheaper than their competitors, but still try to find ways to squeeze the lemon as much as possible. So as I'm taking these notes and I'm writing these things down and I'm running the analysis as to what exactly they're doing with their numbers, you know, his quotes were interesting. He said, "Customers trust us." And I thought to myself, that's interesting because you tried to force migrate all those customers, you know, just earlier this year, get them out of their old plans, right? And then you raised prices on some lines that impacted some customers, you know, and there's all these things that are happening. And then I look at their churn rate. Churn is a metric that's utilized to indicate customer retention. When customers are leaving a company, the churn rate starts to increase. But T-Mobile came in at 0.80. Verizon came in at 0.85. AT&T came in at 0.70. As an industry, the churn rate is low, and it's probably going to continue to get lower. And T-Mobile is finding themselves sandwiched between the other two. When Verizon raised prices, their churn kind of spikes a little bit. When T-Mobile raises prices, which has happened in the form of fees and recently with plans and stuff like that, it has not really spiked. And then with respect to AT&T, they've had hacks, breaches, network outages, and they had industry low churn, and nobody's even close. This is such a strange and unusual trend in the marketplace, but basically what it boils down to, you give people good deals on wireless service or give them free phones, and they don't churn. Right? They stay right where they're at, regardless of what happens. You know, so I find this very interesting that he spoke directly to price increases and was very direct about this. You know, and it's not that he's saying that they're going to raise prices again necessarily. I don't think there's any indication of that. And we didn't hear the word price action come up or price lever or anything like that. But I think it's a testament to the industry and how we assume that it's happening for consumers. So Verizon and AT&T raise prices. T-Mobile follows up, just making sure that they're increasing only enough to where it doesn't change their position as the value leader within the industry, right? So they just want to get away with what they can. They're not going to get too greedy in how they raise prices. But an interesting thing. So tell me, guys, what do you think of their churn rates? What do you think of the retention? What do you think of the price increases? What do you think of that language? Do you think that there's price increases in store in the near term? Do you think it's more so later? I don't think there's anything in the near term, but I do think that there definitely is the opportunity to do it. Because when I looked at the revenue numbers and I look at the ARPU numbers, this is just something to think about. Average revenue per user, when you look at it from Q2 of last year to Q2 of this year, is very, very small increase. they didn't raise much. So they might be looking to do some things maybe towards the end of the year. Maybe associated with the iPhone launch, who knows. But what's your take on this? What's your take on his comments? And I don't know about you guys, but he still even threw around the uncarrier moniker a little bit. I don't know if I'm buying it, man. It sure doesn't sound like you're an uncarrier when I listen to these investor conferences. It sounds like they just throw the word around just because they want to keep it as their identity. But it doesn't hold water anymore. All right, what's your guys' take on it? Sound off in the comment section below. Well, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation, let your voice be heard.